In an interview with the Atlanta Journal-Constitution this week, Frank Hogue, the lawyer for former Trump lawyer Jenna Ellis, said that another former Trump lawyer is the one that really needs to be worried about the ongoing investigation in Georgia. And of course, at this point, the pending trials in the state of Georgia. And that former lawyer that should be worried, of course, is none other than former New York City Mayor Rudy Giuliani. Here is what Mr. Hogue said to the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. I think there's enough for Mayor Giuliani to worry about what wouldn't have anything to do with Jenna Ellis. I mean, she wouldn't be able to help him, I don't think, if she was to be called as a witness, but I think his troubles extend far beyond her. So that short statement tells us so much that Mr. Hogue didn't necessarily want to reveal. But let's break down his exact words because, again, words have meaning. Mr. Hogue seems like a good lawyer, so he chose his words carefully to let a little bit out, but not everything. So let's start at the beginning. There's enough for Mayor Giuliani to worry about that wouldn't have anything to do with Jenna Ellis. So let's start with that fact. That means that Mr. Hogue, who again representing Jenna Ellis, would have access to certain pieces of evidence. He would have the indictments, the full everything. He would see things that basically you and I don't get to see. So he knows more than any of us would know. So he is saying that, listen, even if my client isn't cooperating, which she might be, but even if she wasn't, Giuliani is screwed. Coming from a guy who has seen at least some of the evidence, even if it's just with his client, because she was joined at the hip with Rudy Giuliani. She even admitted that while taking her plea deal in court. She's like, listen, I listened to lawyers who were, I thought they were more seasoned, more experienced than me. I relied on their advice, referring to Rudy Giuliani. And she says, I should have done my due diligence instead, but she didn't. So Hogue knows something that we don't in that evidence about Rudy Giuliani. He also says, she wouldn't be able to help him, I don't think, if she was called as a witness, but I think his troubles extend far beyond her. Now that statement is what tells us that Jenna Ellis does, in fact, have information on Giuliani, because he is kind of admitting that, yes, she has stuff on him, but his problems are like way worse than just what she has. That's how I interpret that. Maybe I'm way off base. I'm pretty sure I'm not, but that is what he is telling us. But the bottom line is, again, this is a man who has basically seen the inner workings of this investigation, and he is telling Giuliani, you're in trouble, dude. We'll see what Giuliani does, right? He might be able to get a plea deal. He is obviously the closest direct link to Donald Trump, with the exception of Mark Meadows. We know that Meadows has already taken the deal with the federal prosecutors for the January 6 cases. I don't know if any of that cooperation will extend to Georgia, but maybe Fani Willis can use that as pressure to get Meadows to flip. But if not, there's always that Giuliani card. Giuliani's having trouble paying his legal fees. He's had lawyers dump him. He is in trouble. Now other lawyers are saying, I've seen what's happening and you're in trouble. Giuliani may be left with no choice. And I know he doesn't want to take that plea deal. He wants to think he's going to get a job in a second Trump administration, but that ain't going to happen regardless. Giuliani has one option. He has two options, really. The first option is flip and save yourself, or the second, go down with the ship and end up in a prison cell. Those are your two options, Rudy. Choose wisely. Ring of Fire has fresh content 7 days a week, so if you want to be reminded about it, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the little bell to be notified every time a new video goes up.